Airlines are counting on travelers over 60 never hearing about this. The truth is, you actually have access to 12 airport perks that cost nothing, yet can save you hundreds every time you fly. But here's the twist. You won't see them listed anywhere. You have to ask, why so secretive? Because every free companion ticket, waived bag fee, or early boarding slot cuts straight into their profits. The less you know, the more money they make. Today, I'll break it all down, exactly what to request, who to talk to, and the magic words that turn a maybe into a yes. And stick around, because perk number 1 is a total game changer that can transform the way you travel. By the way, I've also added my must-have travel essentials, including a special section for seniors right in the video description, so check those out after watching. And if saving money while traveling matters to you, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss the next insider tip. Let's dive in.
12. AARP travel discounts beyond flights. Here's something most seniors overlook. If you have an AARP membership, you're sitting on a gold mine of hidden travel discounts. We're not just talking about flights. This covers hotels, rental cars, cruises, and even vacation packages, often slashing prices by 10 to 35%. That's hundreds of dollars left in your pocket. So why don't airlines and hotels talk about it? Simple. They'd rather you book direct at full price. Every time you use your AARP card, they lose revenue. That's why these deals are buried deep inside the AARP travel portal instead of front and center on airline websites. And here's the insider trick most travelers miss. You can actually stack AARP discounts with senior fares some airlines already offer. That's double the savings with one simple move. But that's just hotels and cars. What if your airline itself secretly offers a pass no one talks about?
Number 11, the Air France Senior Pass. Here's a perk hardly anyone talks about. If you're 65 or older and travel within Europe, Air France offers a special senior pass for just 49 euros a year. What does it get you? Up to 30% off flights across France and Europe, a free checked bag, and flexible ticket changes without the usual penalties. Even one trip can pay for the entire pass. So why don't they advertise it? Because every discounted ticket and free bag cuts into their profits. They know most seniors won't stumble across the offer unless they dig through the fine print. Claiming it is simple. Go directly to the Air France Senior Pass page online, buy the pass, and link it to your booking. The next time you fly, those savings kick in automatically. Here's the insider strategy. If you're planning even a single round trip in Europe this year, the pass already pays for itself. Anything beyond that is pure savings. But you don't need a paid pass for my next perk. It's completely free if you're in the right club. 10. British Airways AARP discounts. Most seniors have no idea about this one. If you're an AARP member, British Airways quietly offers serious savings on transatlantic flights. Up to $200 off business class and $65 off economy. And here's the kicker. It isn't advertised on their main site. The discount only appears if you book through the AARP travel portal. Why keep it hidden? Because British Airways would rather you pay full price like everyone else. Unless you log in with your AARP account, you'll never even see the cheaper fares. To claim it, just use your AARP login when booking through British Airways. The discounts apply automatically at checkout. And here's the insider bonus. These savings also extend to companions traveling with you, even if they're not AARP members themselves. But if you're 55 or older, this next perk is even bigger. 9. Frontier Airlines 55 for 55 deal. This one's a hidden gem for seniors who don't mind flying budget. Frontier Airlines runs a special promotion called 55 for 55. Where passengers aged 55 and up can grab 55% off the base fare on select flights. That's not a typo, more than half off your ticket price. So why isn't this splashed across their homepage? Because the deal comes with restrictions. It only works during specific sales windows, often for limited routes, and Frontier makes sure the fine print keeps most travelers from noticing. If you're not watching closely, you'll miss it. Here's how to unlock it. When you book, enter the promo code 55 for 55 at checkout during one of their sale periods. The discount applies instantly. To maximize the deal, aim for round-trip bookings and grab tickets early,
since the cheapest seats disappear first. The insider takeaway? Even with restrictions, if you're flexible with dates and destinations, this single code can save you hundreds in one go. But don't think only budget airlines offer senior deals. The big US carriers also have secret fares they'll never show you online.
8. Delta and United's hidden senior fares. Here's a secret the major US carriers don't want you to know. Both Delta and United quietly offer discounted fares for seniors, but you'll never see them advertised online. For Delta, travelers aged 65 and older can get up to 15% off select routes. The catch? You have to call their reservation desk directly. The discount won't show up if you book on the website. United goes even further. Passengers 65 and up can score up to 25% off international flights, but again, only if you specifically request the senior fare by phone or by selecting the senior option during booking. Miss that step and you'll pay full price without even realizing there was a cheaper ticket available. So why hide these deals? Simple. Every discounted senior ticket cuts into airline revenue. If they put them front and center, far too many people would use them. Keeping them phone only weeds out most travelers. Here's how you claim it. When you call, don't just ask, "Do you have senior discounts?" Instead, use the exact phrase, "I'd like to book a senior fare for passengers 65 and older." That wording triggers their system to search for unpublished rates. Insider tip: call midweek, especially on Tuesdays or Wednesdays when airlines release new seat inventory. You'll have the best shot at snagging discounted fares before they're gone. Those are just the discounts. The next perk saves your legs, your bags, and your sanity at the airport.
7. Free wheelchair assistance. This is one of the most valuable perks for senior travelers, and it's completely free. If you're 65 or older, you qualify for wheelchair assistance at the airport, even if you don't rely on one every day. The service includes a personal escort who helps you through long terminal walks, assists with heavy bags, and guides you through security and directly to your gate. In many cases, you even board the plane before first-class passengers. So why don't airlines tell you this up front? Because every wheelchair request costs them money. They have to pay staff to escort you, coordinate logistics, and speed up your journey through the airport. The fewer people who know, the less they spend. Here's how you claim it. When booking your ticket, simply request wheelchair assistance. You can also call the airline afterward and have it added to your reservation. If you're able to walk but just need help with distances or luggage, specify ambulatory assistance. That way they know you're mobile but still require support. Insider tip: you don't have to use it both ways. If you're feeling energetic on your return trip, you can request wheelchair help for just your outbound flight. It's completely up to you. But there's a security perk waiting once you hit age 75, and hardly anyone knows it exists.
6. TSA PreCheck Senior Exception, 75 plus. This one is almost like a secret membership you never applied for. If you're 75 or older, you automatically qualify for modified TSA screening. That means you don't have to remove your shoes or light jacket at security, giving you a smoother, faster, and much less stressful experience. No paperwork, no $78 fee, no background check. It just happens. So why doesn't TSA advertise it? Because if they did, everyone would try to take advantage of it. By keeping it quiet, only seniors who know the rule can benefit, while everyone else waits in the standard line. Here's how to claim it. When you approach the checkpoint, politely mention your age to the TSA officer. Most officers will direct you into a shorter line or automatically apply the senior exception. It's designed to keep the process efficient, since older travelers usually move slower through traditional screening. Insider tip: this isn't a full TSA pre-check pass, but it often feels like it. You keep your shoes on, skip the jacket shuffle, and in many cases get waved into faster lanes when lines back up. Discounts aren't gone yet. The next one is buried deeper than treasure.
5. Hidden senior discounts, major US airlines. Did you know some of the biggest airlines in the US still quietly offer senior discounts? American Airlines, United Airlines, and Southwest all have special fares for passengers 65 and older. These aren't small savings either. Depending on the route, you could shave anywhere from 10% to 25% off your ticket price. Here's the catch: these fares aren't advertised when you book online. The airlines keep them behind the curtain because they don't want to reduce the value of their loyalty programs or undercut their public prices. Unless you ask directly, you'll never know they exist. The magic phrase matters. You can't just book online. Instead, call the airline's reservation line and say clearly, "I'd like to book a senior fare for passengers 65 and older." That's it. If you qualify, the agent will check special fare buckets that are invisible to the general public. Timing is everything. Airlines tend to release discounted seats midweek, especially on Tuesday afternoons. That's when pricing teams adjust after weekend sales. So if you're calling in for a senior discount, Tuesday is your golden window to find the best inventory at the lowest price. Discounts are great, but what if you didn't just save money, but actually boarded before first class? That's the next perk, and it changes your whole airport experience.
4. Priority boarding rights. Most travelers think you need a wheelchair or a doctor's note to board early. But here's the truth. Seniors with mobility needs, whether it's difficulty standing for long periods, needing extra time to get settled, or simply wanting to avoid the crowd, can pre-board for free. No paperwork required, no questions asked. Airlines don't openly advertise this because they're afraid everyone would claim it. If too many passengers pre-board, it slows the process and clogs up the jet bridge. That's why the policy is buried in their guidelines, quietly available only to those who know to ask. But how to claim? It's surprisingly simple. When you get to the gate, walk up to the desk and politely say, "I'd like to request pre-boarding assistance due to mobility needs." The gate agent will add a pre-board tag to your boarding pass and call you before even the first-class passengers. You don't have to request a wheelchair to qualify. This perk is separate. Even if you just need a little extra time to reach your seat or safely stow your bag, you're entitled to it. Most gate agents will accommodate without hesitation. Getting on the plane first is great, but once you're seated, what if you could stretch out and sit more comfortably without paying a dime? That's the next perk, and it can completely change your flight.
3. Free seat upgrades. Did you know that as a senior, you don't always have to stay crammed in the back rows? Airlines actually allow seniors to request free upgrades to more comfortable seats, like exit rows, bulkhead seats, or even premium economy, if it's tied to health, mobility, or comfort needs. That extra legroom or closer access to the restroom can make a huge difference on a long flight. Airlines make billions from charging passengers extra for seat selection. If every senior knew they could simply ask for a better seat, it would cut deep into their profits. That's why they quietly keep this perk under the radar, relying on the fact that most travelers won't speak up. At check-in or at the gate desk, politely let the agent know about your comfort needs. You don't need to go into personal medical details. Just a simple, "Would it be possible to move me to a seat with extra space for mobility and comfort?" Agents often have unassigned seats they can give at no cost, especially close to boarding time. The magic word here is politeness. Gate and check-in agents are far more likely to help if you're respectful and friendly. Demanding rarely works, but asking nicely often gets you that extra legroom without paying a cent. But seats aren't the only thing you can save on. What if you could skip baggage fees entirely, even on airlines that normally nickel and dime you for every bag? That's the next perk. 2. Baggage fee loopholes. Baggage fees are one of the biggest moneymakers for airlines, costing travelers billions every year. But here's the little-known secret. Seniors, especially veterans or those traveling with medical equipment, can often get these fees completely waived. That means your extra suitcase, a medical device bag, or even a cooling bag for prescriptions may not cost you a dime. Airlines don't want you to know this because baggage fees are a goldmine for them. If more seniors claim their exemptions, airlines would lose millions in easy profit. So they stay quiet and hope you'll just swipe your card at the kiosk. At booking or check-in, simply mention your veteran status or that you're traveling with medical equipment. Mobility aids, CPAP machines, or even prescription cooling bags are all valid exemptions. These items legally must fly free, but only if you bring it up. Airlines won't volunteer the information. Always pack medical equipment or prescription-related items in a clearly labeled bag. When you present it at the counter, calmly state, "This is a medical bag, so it qualifies for free check-in under airline policy."
9 times out of 10, the agent will waive the fee immediately. Veterans should also present ID to unlock waived bag policies that many carriers quietly honor. And now, for the most closely guarded perk of all. It's about the airport lounge, a luxury you might be entitled to without ever paying for first class.
1. Airport lounge access secret. Imagine skipping the noisy, crowded gate area and spending your layover in a quiet lounge with free food, Wi-Fi, and comfortable seating. Most travelers think this privilege is locked behind expensive credit cards or first-class tickets, but here's the truth. Seniors can sometimes get into airport lounges for free. If you have medical needs, are a veteran, or face a significant delay, many airlines quietly extend complimentary lounge access. Lounges are one of the biggest profit machines for airlines. Memberships and day passes bring in huge revenue, so they'll never put a spotlight on the fact that certain seniors can be let in without paying a dime. Approach the lounge desk or gate agent politely during your layover and say, "I'm a senior traveler with medical considerations, and I'm wondering about accommodation options during my layover." That single phrase has opened lounge doors for countless travelers, especially if you're on a long connection or facing a delay. Veterans should also mention their service, since some lounges have unadvertised partnerships that grant free entry. Timing matters. Long-haul international flights, overnight layovers, or irregular operations, delays, cancellations are when agents are most likely to grant access. Present yourself respectfully, and you might find yourself sipping coffee in a quiet lounge while everyone else fights for a seat at the gate. This is the perk airlines guard the most, because it makes economy feel like first class. And now that you know it, you'll never look at airports the same way again. So always request wheelchair assistance if you need it. It's free and can make your journey easier. Don't just book online. Pick up the phone and ask airlines directly about hidden senior fares. Mention your age and any mobility needs. This opens doors for seat upgrades and waived fees. If you're 75 or older, politely remind TSA about the pre-check exception so you keep your shoes and jacket on. Ask about pre-boarding and, if needed, better seating for comfort. Inquire about senior lounge access or vouchers. Airlines won't tell you unless you ask. Which of these perks surprised you the most? Have you ever tried one? Smash that like button so more seniors can save money and stress while traveling. And don't forget to subscribe to Flight Decoder for more insider travel hacks airlines hope you never find out.